You are a professional creator. You have a vision, a deadline, and a limited amount of time to turn a prompt into a finished piece of content. And somehow, you are still spending half your day waiting for renders to finish, only to find the motion is glitchy or the character doesn't look like the last shot. You are bouncing between three different tools just to add sound and upscale the resolution. That is not a workflow, that is a bottleneck. Today, that ends. In this video, we are breaking down the two heavyweights of the current AI video landscape: Google's VO 3.1 and Runway's latest generation. We are going to look past the hype and find out which tool actually saves you more time in the edit. Because at the end of the day, as a creator, your most valuable currency isn't just your creativity, it is your time. If you have been following the AI space for any length of time, you know that things move fast. One week, a model is the gold standard, and the next, it is obsolete. But we have reached a point of maturity where the question isn't just about who makes the prettiest video. It is about who makes the most useful video. It is about which tool helps you get from a blank screen to a finished export without making you want to pull your hair out. Let's talk about the current state of play. You are running a creative business, you have clients, you have projects, and you have a brand to maintain. And right now, you are probably doing what most people do. You're jumping between platforms. You use one for the video, another for the sound effects, and maybe a third for the color grading or the upscaling. It is a fragmented process that is one accidental delete away from total collapse. That is not a system. That is a liability. In the next few minutes, I am going to show you how to choose the right foundation for your production so you can stop manually babysitting your renders. First, let's look at Google Veo 3.1. Veo is built for visual prestige. It lives inside an ecosystem that is designed to feel cohesive. When you look at a Veo generation, the first thing you notice is the cinematic quality. The lighting is more natural, the textures are sharper, and the movement feels more intentional. But the real secret weapon here, the thing that actually saves you time, is native audio generation. Think about your current process. You generate a video, you download it, you bring it into your editor, then you go to an audio library and spend 20 minutes looking for a sound that matches the footstep on the gravel or the hum of the engine. Veo eliminates that entire step. It produces synced dialogue, ambient sound, and music in a single pass. For a creator making high-volume content like YouTube Shorts or social ads, saving that entire audio syncing step is a massive win. You hit generate, and what comes out is a finished 4K clip with a soundscape already built in. That is minutes, if not hours, saved every single day. But there is a catch. Quality takes time. In the world of Veo 3.1, you are paying for that cinematic look with your minutes. The rendering speeds are slower than the competition. You are waiting for the model to think, to calculate the physics of the light, and to stitch the audio together. If you are a perfectionist who needs every shot to look like a Hollywood feature, this wait might be worth it. But if you are on a tight deadline, those minutes start to feel like hours. This brings us to Runway. Runway is not just a model, it is a complete creative operating system. It is designed for production efficiency from the ground up. While Veo is focused on the final look of a single shot, Runway is focused on the entire workflow of a production. In terms of raw speed, Runway leaves almost everything else in the dust. We are talking about generations that happen in 60 to 90 seconds. In a head-to-head race, Runway is consistently 3 to 5 times faster than Veo. If your workflow requires rapid iteration, which most professional editing does, this speed is your biggest asset. Imagine you need 10 different versions of a concept to show a client, or you need to test 10 different camera angles for a specific scene. With Runway, you can have those 10 versions ready before your coffee gets cold. With Veo, you might still be waiting on version 3. For creators who need to ship content every week, Runway is the tool that keeps the engine running. But Runway's time-saving features go beyond just the generate button. One of the biggest time sinks in AI video is consistency. You get a great shot of a character, but then the next shot looks like a completely different person. Now you're stuck reprompting, fine-tuning, and wasting hours trying to get 2 clips to match. Runway solves this with its consistency features. You can set a style, define a character, and maintain that look across an entire series of clips. You set your look once, and the tool maintains that coherence. That prevents the need for constant rework, which is the ultimate time saver. Now, let's compare the user interface and the friction of the tools. Time is often lost in the menus. Google's interface is clean and simple, but it can sometimes feel a bit too restrictive for a power user. It's great if you want to stay within the lines, but if you need deep control, you might find yourself fighting the system. Runway, on the other hand, offers a suite of magic tools. You have brush controls, motion sliders, and specific region editing. While these tools take a moment to learn, they save you time in the long run because they give you surgical control. Instead of regenerating an entire 4-second clip because one corner of the frame looked weird, you can just use a brush to fix that one specific area. So, how do you actually decide which one is for you? It comes down to your specific output. If you are a solo creator who needs to produce high-quality, atmospheric content with minimal post-production, VO 3.1 is your best friend. The fact that it handles the audio and the 4K upscaling internally means you spend less time in Premiere or Resolve and more time actually creating. It is about the one-shot success rate. However, if you are running a production house, a high-growth YouTube channel, or a freelance agency where volume and consistency are the names of the game, Runway is the superior choice. The speed of generation combined with the character consistency tools means you can build a repeatable content engine. You aren't just making a video, you are building a system. Let's look at a real-world scenario. You are editing a 3-minute video. You need 20 B-roll clips. In VO 3.1, at an average of 5 minutes per generation including audio, you are looking at nearly 2 hours of just waiting for renders. In Runway, at roughly 1 minute per generation, you have those same 20 clips in 20 minutes. Even if you have to spend an extra 10 minutes adding sound effects in post, you are still over an hour ahead of the schedule. Multiply that by 4 videos a month, and you've just saved yourself a full workday. But there is one more factor, the intelligence of the prompt. VO 3.1 is deeply integrated with Google's understanding of the world. It understands complex instructions better than almost any other model. This means you spend less time prompt hacking, those long strings of nonsense keywords people used to use. You can talk to Veo like a human. Runway is catching up, but it still requires a bit more technical knowledge to get the best results. So you save time on the render in Runway, but you might save time on the brainstorming in Veo. In the end, the liability we talked about at the beginning, the chaotic, fragmented workflow, is solved by choosing the tool that fits your bottleneck. If your bottleneck is, I can't find good music or sound, use Veo. If your bottleneck is, I need to see my ideas faster so I can pick the best one, use Runway. If you found this breakdown useful and it helped you clear up which path to take for your next project, hit that subscribe button. We are here to help you navigate the technical side of creativity so you can stay focused on the work that matters. Stop babysitting your data and start building your systems. I will see you in the next one.